Hey you guys, it's Julia Jordan, your favorite real estate agent, out of my almost empty formal dining room. I do not use my formal dining room, and the furniture were still from my first marriage. So I decided to get rid of the furniture. So I'm proud owner of a completely empty formal dining room, what looks a little bit funky. So what was it good for? You see all these stacks. Yesterday, my friend Heather Delana posted on her Facebook that there is a mom in need and she needs clothing for her and shoes for her 4 children. So I'm like, oh, let me ask my neighbors. My neighbors are all decluttering. I know that over Christmas. And they donated a full carload full. Look, shoes, undies, sport bras. This is all boy clothes. And they just donated all of this stuff. My whole trunk was full. She just came over. We had about, I would say, 10 grocery bags full of items that she needed. For example, shoes and socks. You know how kids wear through shoes and socks. And we start talking. First of all, she wants to sell her house in summer. So, I mean, isn't that funny that you try to bless someone, but there is no way how to outbless God? It will always come back to you, even if you didn't ask for. I had no bloody idea. And she's writing her PhD. She found the love of her life. That's why they want to sell, and everything will be pinky rosy very soon for her. So her life is totally on the upswing after a divorce. And honestly, that's such a testimony to me, because after my second divorce, I'm just so done with everything. I'm like, I'm giving up hope. And she's like, no, I'm a romantic. I'm like, oh my gosh, you need to inspire me a little bit, being a little bit more romantic maybe too, and a little bit more hopeful. So, and then she, I always loved like being Robin Hood, taking from the rich, giving to the poor. And my community, you know, all those people, they are drowning and stuff. And I'm personally drowning. When my kids are outgrowing a size, I'm drowning and stuff. And I would just drive it to Mission of Yahweh or some good place to donate it. And sometimes I donate it to Goodwill, because I simply, with the second divorce, I simply needed it out of the way. The house needed to be sold. I didn't know where to put all of that stuff. So I literally, by the carload full, dumped it off at Goodwill's. But I tried to do a little bit better spots if I could find the time to drive all the way over there. So there are people in our community. I'm friends with several moms, and there are people in our community. You think it's a richer neighborhood, but there are some, you know, the husband is deployed overseas. This one, she was also a veteran. Like, you're literally giving back to the community. So long story short, what I thought about is, as I basically have this here already set up, and a good stash of inventory. Look, this is like hundreds of pieces. What if I start doing like bring a bag, take a bag? A friend of mine, Julia Falconi, she makes the best portraits in town, pictures. She's a photographer. She had that idea to start like a clothing swap. And I wanted to totally go, because I have a lot of stuff to give, and maybe I find 5 or 10 nice pieces for my girls. But what if, and then she had some kind of surgery or injury. She couldn't do it. She had to cancel. And everybody seemed to be very sad about that. What if I do it? Because I already have this. I have the totes in the garage where it can go back. And every 3 months or every 6 months, I do a clothing swap. And for those that have nothing, there's always leftover. There's always, people always bring more than they take, usually, per my experience. And people are generous, and people also just declutter and don't need anything, or already bought for the next size for their children. And those leftovers, the surplus, can just go to people like her. So she literally left with shoes, socks, winter sweaters, winter jackets. There were several very good quality jackets. And long sleeve shirts, pajama pants, like fuzzy pajama pants that are nice and warm. So I thought about that. Tell me if you would go to something like that, if you would bring something, some decent stuff. Of course, needs to be good condition, not like stained or torn, but literally almost everything. There were like 10 pieces I took out of the things that were given, because I felt they were worn too much. But everything else, tip-top condition, really like almost no stains or anything, like very good condition, and a whole bunch of stuff with tags. You know how you buy something and your kids don't like it and you never get around to return it? That's me. So I literally have stuff with tags as well, for donation, and people could just turn over their stuff. Even if you are on an okay budget, what if you can just bring the outgrown size and stock up on the next size without shopping and without producing more trash? In theory, I like to be sustainable and not produce all of this clothing trash, to be green. And also you can make it a nice social event. You know how I have my in-home events, and imagine you can just have some snacks and some drinks and meet with your girlfriends and maybe bring a friend or two, and then you just go shopping for $0. Tell me your opinion. I would really like to know if that would be of interest, or am I the only weirdo? Let me know, okay? You guys, I hope you have a wonderful, blessed 2024. If you have adventurous dreams for 2024, maybe share it in the comments, and hope to see you soon at one of my clothing swaps. Bye. Have a good day.